Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goblins of all ages, we're back, baby! Along to another special Tuesday night edition of the greatest goddamn D&D stream in this world and the next. Welcome to Goblins Under the Stairs. Oh yeah! You got Carlos Garcia, aka the nastiest Dookie, and all the land captain round Pooh McNasty. Oh yeah, and of course, I ain't here alone, because I'm rocking with my Stormbreakers. Let's see if it doesn't cut out again. Yeah! Nacho Zermeister. I got Langston Embershroud. I got Crick. And of course, to lead us along on this epic adventure, there's got that DPM, another lad here. Hit Nate Gonzalez. Take it away here.
All right, thank you, Mr. McNasty, and welcome back, everyone. It's been a while, as they say, and happy to be back at it with the Stormbreakers here. After a few days of travel, the Stormbreakers, our brave adventurers, eventually made it to the desert moon of Arcabon, where the Sandstorm Sprint is set to take place. Initially, you guys decided to veer off the beaten track a little bit and take a couple of practice laps with the now named Blucket, as you guys painted the Rust Bucket blue and gave it a new name. Gave you guys a little bit of practice rounds, driving around, getting acclimated and used to attacking and driving this, attacking while on the vehicle and also driving the vehicle. After an hour or so of this practice, you guys made your way on back to the main area where it seemed like most of the racers were gathered around. All sorts of hunks and of scrap metal and junk, and just kind of like a desert wasteland kind of ramshackle kind of encampment. All sorts of tents and scrap metal workshops and what have you. As you guys kind of got acclimated and looked around, you notice a pack of goblin tinkerers with a need for speed, a skeletal cowboy with a casket-shaped chariot being pulled behind two skeletal horses. You noticed a group of tough and grisly-looking dwarves with mohawks decked out in all sorts of tactical gear, looking like real brutal kind of militia kind of dwarves. And also noticed a group of lizard folk, a warforged, and a some sort of a hulking Goliath with the cybernetic arms working on a very kind of sleek-looking racer. You guys decided, all right, got an eye on the competition around here, and of course, you guys, there's a bunch of other racers and whatnot set up, but these are kind of like the heavy hitters that you guys noticed in this vicinity. But as you guys were deciding to go around, split up, Manto and Rampu checking out some racers, Crick and Langston checking out some others. Crick felt a heavy tap on his shoulder, and after turning around, he was met by the massive Goliath man with the cybernetic arms, and he kind of sneered at Crick and looked down at him, saying something along the lines of, well, if it ain't the ghost of Jorlin. Didn't think I'd see your face around here again, Jorlin. Got a lot to answer for. And as he says this, the crew behind him, the lizard folk and the warforged, begin to mutter back and forth to each other. And the lizard folk, you guys can hear say to the warforged, of course it's just Langston and Crick here, unless Manto and Rampu have made their way over as well. The lizard folk says, didn't we hear that Jorlin died on Toril? He looks pretty alive to me. And that is where we're going to be picking up. Jorlin.
And note, I'm not making it back to you guys because we were doing like a circle, opposite directions, and meeting in the middle type thing. So, unless y'all yell, I didn't hear.
I think that makes sense.
I mean, I don't think we yell. I'm just like, Crick, do you know this man? Warforged man? Warman.
Kind of look up.
Manforged.
I kind of looks over his shoulder. Where is this Jorlin character you speak of? He's looking around.
Looks at you. Don't play dumb, Jorwin. You think we've forgotten just because it's been a few years? You sold us out to Big Gino and the Neogi slavers of Velkar 3. Half my crew is still rotting in their minds because of you.
Listen. You?
No,
I don't know
you
what you're
listen
talking
here.
about.
You sold me out, Jorlin. We had a job to do. You told Big Gino we'd handle that job on Belkan's Rim. And right when we almost got to the target, you vanished. Coincidentally. And of course, when I came back empty-handed and had to tell Big Gino we didn't have his shit, not only did I of course not get paid for the job, well, he made me pay him with my crew. Hand him over to those damned Neogi slavers. And if that wasn't enough, oh no. Of course it's never enough for Big Gino. He said I stole his new right hand and thought, well, it'd be fitting for me to pay with mine. And so he took both of my hands to get even, as he holds up his cybernetic arms in front of your face. He let me go. But some of my men are still rotting in those mines on that ash-choked rock they call planet.
I'd kind of look at his hands, and I'm very, interested in his hands as I kind of pull and touch it. Well, those are certainly interesting, but I have no idea what you're talking about. You see, I'm just the first mate of Captain Felbar. The glorious, rest in peace, Captain Felbar on Toril. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Go make a persuasion check.
I'll help him with this.
Okay. How do you go
'Cause
about helping him?
think my entire thing when he says that is just like, wait, so you lost your hands, you have these cool cybernetic hands, and you're mad at it? Those look sweet!
Yeah, you're right.
Then,
Let me, he begins to pull out a blade. Maybe we can, adjust yours as well.
okay, well, I think that's a little necessary. I'm giving you a compliment. You don't gotta greet it with hostility.
He looks back down at Crick. Maybe you think you can weasel out of this. But I remember what you... He begins to say Jorlin, but he's not quite sure. He says, I remember what you always talked about. You always talked about the score. Riches beyond our wildest dreams. But it wasn't on Belkan. It was in some vault. I remember now. Some place that you needed to get into. It's like it was locked away into the stars themselves, and then poof! You disappear. No payoff, no apology, just gone.
Well, I kind of think back. I'm sorry, but my father, we looked alike. Unless there's something else, I maybe we can help you find whatever this payoff is, but I have no idea what you're talking about, buddy.
As you say this, and he's kind of watching you and your mannerisms, and of course that excellent job of persuading him, because it is, the truth, Crick. Looks down to you, kind of begrudgingly, kind of cracks his fingers, and you see they move with this cybernetic energy, they spark a little bit.
Yeah, see, pretty cool.
If this is you, Jorlin, hiding behind whatever this is, remember, you owe me. You owe a lot of people. And if it ain't you, as you claim, begins to leaning closer to you, well then you're wearing the face of a wanted dead man. Watch your back, cause I'm sure Big Gino so fucking loud. I'm sure Big Gino won't be too far behind once word gets back to him.
Well, thank you for your understanding, I guess. But I guess I kind of look over to Langston. I guess we'll have to keep an eye out for this Big Gino.
I guess so. Apparently this dude's taking hands and getting rid of people's crews.
One more
Definitely somebody would...
One more question, my tall, fantastically armed friend. I kind of like
Yes.
touch his hands a little bit. This big score you mentioned. Any more information on that? We are known for big scores, you know.
All I remember is it said it was locked away in some vault.
Interesting. Well, good luck in the race.
Looks down at you. Won't be needing it. And immediately pivots, turns around, walks right in between his two allies as they separate, parting like a sea, and he walks right back to their racer. They both look at each other and look back at you and kind of hightail it right behind him.
Kind of look over to Langston. Well, that was interesting. I guess we learned something every day.
Yeah, he seemed mad. Crick, level with me. You know, we've known each other for a while. You have never once gone by Joyland. I didn't just go along with this and you aren't just like hoodwinking me.
Well, my first memories are when Captain Felbar, you know, kind of woke me up, and
Okay.
you know, we are, you know, I am kind of a spitting image of my father. So that is kind of odd.
Did you ever meet your grandfather by any stretch? Or did you have a twin?
No, not
Okay.
that I recall.
Maybe there was
Yeah,
more to your dad than meets the eye.
That could be interesting. You know, we always were looking for that artifact in the sea of moving ice. We never quite found it.
I like whisper to Crick, I'm like, did he ever mention anything about a vault? Or like a score? Did that flag anything with you?
Well, I mean, we were pirates, so
Oh my
we
god,
had a
you
couple
were.
scores.
Okay, yep, that's fair. Nothing like
But never
just the artifact.
just the artifact. And to be honest, this, and I kind of like gesture to the entirety of Wild Space, this is all kind of new to me.
Okay. Hey, me too, buddy. Well, may have the wrong guy, given a deep-seated grudge. Likely not, but I mean, hey. Brother lost his arms. Who's to say how his memory's affected?
Yeah, it is odd that he's confusing Captain Felbar potentially with this Jorleen, but maybe we just keep an eye out for Big Gino or any other people looking at us. And I kind of, at that point, I would kind of scan the area. You know, there's obviously just a confrontation. People come back. It's stuff. Is there anybody else kind of like, I'm looking for people's taking specific attention towards Langston and I.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception.
Nice.
Jesus.
20. Yeah, with a 20, you look around after this confrontation, and mostly everyone, you hear the grinding of metal and the chugging of motors. There's a lot of commotion going on around here, and most people seem to be focused on what's in their vicinity, and really didn't seem to catch much attention at all, surprisingly.
Cool.
Yeah. Maybe we just keep an eye out, but I think we know what they're about.
Yeah, probably us. So, dang, I didn't know you had enemies like that in your crick.
To be
Why
fair,
just, like,
neither did I.
you know what, fair. Well, let's keep making rounds. We can see if there's anyone maybe less hostile towards you for a deep-seated grudge you don't know about.
That would be a pleasant surprise.
After that, I would agree.
Alright, so you guys continue to go around and make your rounds. We'll shift it on over to Manto and Rampu in this same kind of time period. What were you guys doing?
Sorry, I muted. We were walking the other way, and I'm basically going to be checking out people's cars, their machinery, scout out their drivers, see if I can learn anything that might help us in the race. So basically, we'll be like spying on these dudes right here for a minute.
You're spying on them, or you're approaching them like you guys are there?
Well, I'm doing a walk around, and I'm
Alright.
kind of stopping at each car, but I'm not like walking up to them like, "Hey guys."
All right. So as you guys begin to kind of take a wide loop around and observe all the racers and their vehicles, Rampu goes and starts to check out the car here. I go and make a perception check as you look over this like a dune buggy, almost like a roaring overcharged dune buggy, welded with like scraps, and it's just kind of like emanating this chaos around it as they're revving up the engine, spewing flames in the back of it. You see these goblins here. Yeah, they has all sorts of with the 25. You notice that there looks to be like a couple of like oil tanks on the back of the dune buggy kind of style that we have here. They also have these, like, you saw the flames shooting out the back of it. Clearly it's got some sort of like almost like a jet engine boosters or something like that to help you'd imagine enhance the speed of it. And all these goblins here, I'm gonna send you guys pictures of them because they're cute. They all have like all sorts of like ratchets and tools and goggles on their heads as they're working on fixing up the you guys can scroll up the game log and see all the pictures. But yeah, the second one's the best. As you guys look around, yeah, you see like a couple of them are just completely like rattling about, gnashing at the bit, or gnawing at the bit rather, and kind of just going manic as they're lifting up the vehicle and adjusting the tires and the axle underneath of it. And I mean, this thing looks like it's a kind of a ramshackle, put together vehicle, but it is built for speed and chaos for sure.
I would look over at Manto and go like this, so he goes into nonverbal communication.
As if I had verbal communication, but what is in here, Stormwreck? Seems like
Stormwreck. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Hey,
fuck.
Sexy though.
Yeah.
But if you want to find out who Solrak is, check out the archives of Guts, baby. Yeah. See, that's what you do when you're a professional.
Rampu. Apologies. Sorry, I was drifting off for just a moment there. I was kind of amazed at what they've done to this vehicle here.
However, you see those tanks right there? Those oil tanks in the back?
I'm looking at
That's
them.
that's the weak spot, baby. One flaming arrow to those bastards, and poof! Goodbye, cute goblins.
So, with your perception on that, you would notice that those tanks aren't hooked up to the vehicle. They are loose oil tanks. But your point still holds true that, you know.
Yeah, if you still shoot it.
Yeah.
Fire!
I would kind of you know, I imagine I would have been kind of like scoping around too, just like in all of this tanker. Not downgrading our bucket at all, but I'd be like, oh, yeah, this is a pretty nice vehicle there you got, lads. Like to the goblins.
The one right here who kind of slid underneath of the axle, underneath the vehicle, kind of slides back out with his goggles over his eyes.
Oh God!
He's like kind of manic the way he speaks rapidly. Hey, thank you very much. We got ourselves a hell of a vehicle here. It is the Scrap Fang.
Ooh,
Interesting.
cool name too.
So I'm confused about those oil tanks. Is that your fuel source?
And his hand go, don't fucking tell them about the goddamn fuel tanks!
And I'm like, they obviously know about the tanks. They're right there. They put them there.
He looks at you. Well, the truth is, if it ain't blowing up, it ain't fast enough. That's our motto here.
Pretty good motto too.
Like-
I like you guys.
Like a rocket?
What the hell is a rocket? I'm just kidding. I'm not that dumb. Yeah, it's like a rocket.
You're funny too. These guys rule.
Thank you, thank you. Is that your guys'
What's your name, little
kind
one?
of looks over your shoulder and sees the bucket. Is that your ride?
No big deal or anything. Yeah, we call ours
That's
the
right.
bucket.
I mean, that's an
Like
understatement.
blue.
You're right. It is no big deal.
Well, it takes one to know one. No big deal, shorty boy. Yeah, we'll talk about my ride. I'll fucking eat you.
As you say that, one goblin like underneath the hood and another one kind of adjusting some stuff on the inside of the car. They all kind of begin to swing out and around and say, "Hey, what the hell did you just say?"
He started it. Imagine I came in here. We literally come in here, compliment your car, compliment the name that you all came up with, compliment your jokes, and what are we met with? Insult to our hard race ride. How far we traveled to come here. Now how difficult it is to bring a ship from another freaking planet that was almost blown up and taken over by crazy leaf arm things. You have any idea what we gone through to bring that bucket here? And this is the
Now, Rampu.
God.
Begins to look over at you.
No worry.
He says, "Bang stick, is that true?" "Yeah. What do you expect me?" Kind of hits him on the back of the head. Ow! Ow!
Ladies.
Sorry, that's just Bang stick. He's a bit of an asshole.
We'll just.
I've noticed. But I still like you guys. Appreciate you acknowledging that.
He looks at you and then he smacks Bang stick on the back of the head once again. Ah, fuck!
However, if one of you ever decide that you want to get rid of him, but add him to my dinner diet.
All right. That's enough. That's crossing the line.
I'd like to do my talking when the race is over, because then I know who the real winner is. But for now, your thing's just another piece of metal like ours.
We shall see about that when the Scrap Fang is the first to cross the finish line, victorious with piles of gold, bringing it back to McGruben. We shall be victorious. You will see.
Let me ask you something. Who drives this contraption here between all of you?
Jim does.
Now, no offense. How does he reach the pedals? Yep, little guy.
Kind of, what are you thick or something? Kind of grabs you by the sleeve. He's a bit shorter, so he pulls you along to show you inside of the car. And you can see, like, on the pedals is, like, stacked up with, like, lead, maybe, I don't know, a foot high to be able to reach up to the seat. You think we didn't think of something like that already?
Wow.
You come with a car we can't fucking drive? What, we got
Sure,
that thing?
Sure. Well, I thought maybe one of you guys would drive it and the other one would hit the pedals with an adorable contraption, you know. It would be kind of awesome. But anyways, cool ride. I like it. Hey, your friend. Be happy to eat them. But I love you guys. Rest of you are pretty fantastic. So good luck in the race, and yeah, we'll be over there with the bucket.
We'll see you at the finish line. Bleh. Smacks him again. God damn it! And you guys,
We'll see if you make it that far.
Ooh, they all say in unison. They think they're tough or something. We'll see.
And then I keep walking. Yeah, I really want to eat that one. Juice.
As you continue to walk around observing everything, Crick and Langston, you guys, of course, continuing your guys' rounds as well. You guys hear the chiming of and the reverberation of like a deep gong kind of boom ring out in here, and in that moment you guys hear the whirling of all the motors and the mechanisms, the tools in here all immediately dies out, and everyone takes their goggles off and whatnot, and they fix their gazes up to this area about here where you guys see there we go. Send him to the game log.
Ah, dude.
You guys see Gristle stomps up on a rusty, crackling loudspeaker tower built into a half-buried crawler tank, and he's got his goggles gleaming over his eyes as the sun kind of, reflects down on him, and he yells over the wind with a kind of a microphone attached to a cable that rings out, and you guys can see it's attached to the stacks down below him. And over it, you guys can hear his voice amplify. All right, you rust-sucking maniacs! Listen up. The Sandstorm Sprint ain't for the faint of heart. And this year, well, he looks around at everyone as everyone's kind of waiting on edge. We changed things up a bit. You see, this ain't about who's the fastest. It's about who's got guts, gears, and enough gray matter to make it. It's about who is truly bad to the bone. Now, this year, we're going to round the far edge of the storm, beyond the worst of the wind in the teeth, where it's dry as bone. You'll see it. Dead Man's Rock. A cliff carved by time and fury into the shape of a skull. Across the way from Dead Man's Rock is a cave. And in that cave, the keys to the treasure. One of them opens up the prize chest, loaded with enough loot to buy a moon. The rest of the keys in there? Well, let's just say they've got their own surprises. You'll know the right one, if you're clever enough, or lucky, or both. If you want to win, you gotta be fast, smart, mean. The first one back with the right key wins it all. Dead last, you get nothing. And if you die, well, try not to die. I hate cleaning up the crispy bits. We'll be starting the race tomorrow at sun up. Get your shit in order and get ready for a hell of a race. And remember, no spells or enchantments prior to start. We'll see you all out there. He begins to climb down off the crates, and everyone gives a kind of a round of applause towards him. And he's got a couple of crew, some henchmen and whatnot, some minions around him that flock behind him as he disappears back into a trailer.
That was both educational and inspiring. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Well, it
Guys,
it is nice that he
huge
said no
deltoids.
spells until the race.
So
He didn't really
Is
say
that-
anything about items.
he didn't. He also didn't say anything about a very tasty meal.
You cooking again?
Had
I
elf
am
for dinner?
playing. I'm playing with the idea.
Right.
But I won't lie. I'm
I would
kind
like
of
to
scared.
cook breakfast as well.
I might just leave it to you, Crick, because the last thing I would want to do is kind of involvement for just being like, oh, I made good food, and we can kind of, spit fire because of it. And then he's like, oh, get fucked, and then we're kind of out of the race. That'd be kind of the whoa kind of moment for us.
I may have just the meal.
Oh,
Because
look
he
at her
did
and be like,
say
I'm off duty.
enchantments
Enhancements.
or spells. Enhancements. Is that an enhancement?
Yeah, I mean, you guys decide what, is an enhancement or not to you,
Like
but...
food? Okay. Well, I guess... I don't know if you'd be able to tell. We could give it a shot.
I'm washing my hands of it. It ain't gonna be on Langston's shoulders.
Okay. As we're kind of standing here, so we did the scrying mirror and we saw there was like baddies off in the distance. Can we see that hill from here? Because I'm assuming this is the starting line, right?
Yeah, where you guys see this archway to the right is the starting line. Are you guys united once again, the whole party?
I think so.
Yeah.
We made it by.
Yeah, I imagine while he was talking, we would have like congregated back together.
All right, cool. So yeah, you guys all make your way back together then after the Gristle gives off his spiel about the rules and whatnot for the Sandstorm Sprint. And then afterwards, you guys, of course, congregate back together and continue on.
So, what you guys find out over here on your route?
Apparently, Crick, in a past life or a current one, absolutely left some people high and dry.
I look at Craig. Somehow that doesn't shock me, but it's never left us high and dry.
No,
Hey.
that's why I'm confused.
Not yet, at
Rick.
least.
Here's a curious question. What exactly do you remember before, meeting us?
Well, I was first mate on my father's ship, Captain Felbar, and then, one night the pirates came and there was a fight and I lost my dad, and I was trying to save the ship, but the last thing I remember was falling in the water. And then I met you, and I kind of look at Langston.
That's right, buddy. And look at us now. Been going ever since.
Well, that still doesn't get to why these people would think that Crick did something to them. Do you have a twin? Do you have a brother? Is there someone else who was built that looks like you?
I don't know about people being built, but I mean, I am a spitting image of my father, Captain Felbar.
Yeah, but isn't your dad like noticeably older? How does that work?
I'm a spitting image of him.
Langston
We
just
look-
is.
We look pretty
handled his chin.
much the same.
He's just
What?
like, how old is Crick? Hold on a second. Just doesn't say anything. He's like, now I'm curious. Wait.
Well, Crick, don't take this into an insult because I don't mean it that way, but what are the chances Your dad was a dick. My dad was a dick. I don't even know him.
You know what? So was mine. I can't really, fault that statement. Can kind of relate to dad being a dick train.
You know?
To be fair, Rampu, your dad was probably the biggest dick in the world. Great guy though. But anyway, he he did lead a ship full of pirates. He was always nice to me,
I had to do it.
but it is weird that they're calling me by a different name, but I do look like my father. So
Wait, what's your
maybe
dad's name?
there's something there. Captain Felbar.
And what do they call you?
Jorlin.
So your dad's name is not Jordan. Anyway, middle name, first
No,
name,
definitely wasn't Jorlin.
nickname,
I
sex
think
name.
we called him Captain.
Well, they call
we
me
called him
Captain,
number
but
one, and I was
that's-
number two.
That's not part of my name.
No. We called him Captain. He gets a little angry at you. He was number one, and I was number two. It was pretty good. I do miss him.
Do you
But
know your
long
dad's
lost evil
first name?
twin.
Captain.
No, correct. Captain is not a name. It's a title. There's millions of captains. I'm a captain. That's not my name.
He admitted
Your
it.
dad's name Jorlin. Jorlin Felbar.
His name is Captain Felbar.
Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my shit. First the little elf guy, then this.
Well, I think you might be onto something. But at the end of the day, they did mention a big Gino that was potentially looking for my father or me about a giant vault somewhere with lots of treasure in it that apparently Jorlin knew about. So we might just want to keep an eye out for
someone
people
who
at this
looks
point.
like they could be named Gino, because we don't know what Gino looks like. Unless he's walking around with a shirt
He's a
that says
slaver.
Gino on it. We're not gonna know who the hell Gino is, are we? Just like you don't know who
Yeah,
Jorlin is. Oh my god.
Well, Gino is a Neogi slayer, so apparently I guess he slaves Neogis, whatever those are.
That's
I've never
delicious.
met one.
Me neither. Oh,
Mm,
so it sounds like the closest thing is that this could be about Crick's dad. However, Crick doesn't know his dad's real name, so we're nowhere closer to figuring that out. With that being said,
Captain.
oh goddamn. That being said, let's just keep our eyes open for anybody eyeing Crick, and we'll stick through Manto's, freaky way of talking from now on.
What do you mean?
The mental thing, the freaky deaky magic thing.
Oh, I thought the way I was speaking was maybe provocative, but I feel like
Oh.
you're just becoming accustomed to that.
What's wrong with you guys today? Good lord.
Well, I try not to speak like that in front of you guys. It's more like when I'm in my thoughts, but sometimes I can't differentiate when I'm just kind of thinking to myself or when I'm actually talking to you guys.
Look around. It's like, is the oxygen off in this planet or something? Am I? And I just okay. Rampu, just prepare. Just let it go. I take a deep breath and just fire comes out.
You just need some rest, Captain.
Are you talking to me or Crick's dad? My name now. Jesus. Yeah, I think
I
I
didn't
need
say
a nap.
Jorlin.
Touche. Touche.
Maybe that was the middle name.
All right. Well, anyways, on our way, met those little elf dudes. That pretty cool, sweet machine they built. But note, They have those oil tankers in the back, and
It will
Yep.
be blown up.
exactly a couple fire arrows to that, and I think they should be out of the way.
That's even if they make it to the race.
Yeah.
Did I say
Did you guys find anything that could be useful as far as that? As far as the race, you know?
No, I think we were still working on the dad thing.
Aren't we all? Oh,
That's fair.
well, so I guess that's that. Why don't we race this tomorrow? What time of the day is it right now?
It's nearing the end of the afternoon, so like about to get into evening time.
All right, so I think wise that one of you two, I look over at Lancaster and Crick, working on dinner, get a good meal, try to get a good night's sleep. We get ready to kick some ass. However, I do think it's wise. Maybe Anto and I can sneak out later and check out the competition cars and see if there's anything else we can find out. Because I do hear that Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines, and on top of that, he just went into Harry's and he ordered 3 T66 turbos with NOS and a Motec exhaust. All right. Very scary.
I don't know what any of that is, but I think you should rest.
You had me at Civic.
All right.
Sounds furiously fast.
This guy gets it. Anyways, yes, I do think that we need to find out as much intel as we can on the machinery we're competing against, anything we can against the teams that are operating it, drivers, etc. So, if two of you wanted to sneak out at night, Captain would not be against it, but I can also do it.
Everyone should just rest and prepare for the day tomorrow. We have a game plan, and I think we should just stick to that. I'll keep watch throughout the night, as I don't really require any rest. And we'll just save all our energy for the track.
All right.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Excellent. All right.
I
Are
think
there
that
any
makes sense.
so do we have like a base camp? Like, is that like our RV right there?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has kind of their own little camp area set up where your vehicles are, and that's pretty much where you'll be tucking in for the night, unless you wanted to make your way back to the ship or anything, which isn't technically nearby. You guys would have to call for them or something, but yeah, the trailer is right here for your guys' leisure.
Well, as captain, I get first dibs, so I go in there. On the best spot. That's the way.
What mate am I? Am I like third mate or am I like fourth mate? Where do I fall in this privilege hierarchy?
Depends how good dinner is tonight.
Well,
you're
I mean,
assistant to the
Crick is
original mate.
cooking. I think it's like based on last meal. I mean, obviously, like, I think I'm just last. Okay, fine, I'll just be last. Whatever. Go ahead, everybody, take your pick.
Not gonna lie, I thought I was last. So I'm privileged to be third.
Okay, wait, hold on a second.
No, you owned it.
God damn it. Fine.
We'll see after the race. I'll come up with new mates. See how everybody does.
Why doesn't someone
really-
set up a lantern to hang up and so that we can see if as the sun goes down?
Oh, I gotcha. I'll just light in a lantern.
And I'm just gonna take one last stroll just around, just kind of clear my head and clear my head and just relax a little bit and become grounded to this new planet. So I'm gonna just start. I'll be back in a few minutes.
How far can you speak to us in your head? Do you want to like make sure you can still catch up with us if you need to?
Yeah, I'll be good. I'm not going that far.
Alrighty.
And I just start kind of going back this way.
All right, Manto splits the group and begins to work around. Go ahead and explain what you're doing, Manto.
Yeah, I head towards the goblins. Are they still here?
They are. The vehicle's outside, then still working on it, as well. Not as intense as they were, as the sun was still out in full force, but, some fine-tuning, last-minute touch-ups and what have you.
Wanted to say apologies for my friend earlier. You got a nice little vehicle going on right here, and I wish you guys the best of luck in the morning.
Oh, kind of looks around. Well, that's quite a change of pace from your dragon friend over there, but we thank you, and we hope a nice and pleasant race for you all too, and yeah, we'll try not to I don't know, aim the explosions your way.
Well, no hard feelings, I guess. No hostility. It's part of the nature of the race, to be quite honest. Captain can get a little wild and fired up. That's just his nature. I'm a little bit more even keeled, so to say. Kind of keep one energy for the most part. Never high, never low, just kind of riding the wave.
Sounds like some hippie shit.
No, not really. This is just who I am. Rather monotonous.
Oh, fucking boring. You need some chaos in your life, some life, some energy. You need to go out there and watch the world burn. In your wake, of
Well,
course.
I'm sure I'll probably watch something burn tomorrow, but we'll save that for tomorrow. I'm kind of saving my energy for that. But yeah, you guys take care. In that moment, I would have been like heavily analyzing like that oil tank. Like, is there a cap on the top where they like blow it? Like, is there any like bolts like holding it down? Anything like that?
Go make a perception check. $25. Nice. Yeah, you see they have, they're strapped to the back of the vehicle, and they definitely have like, a standard kind of, round cap on the top of it. And it's a big barrel, the two big barrels, maybe 2 or 3 feet around and maybe 3 feet tall or whatever. And yeah, they have small circular caps on the top of them that you'd imagine unscrew or pop right off. But yeah, they're just strapped right into the back of this vehicle here.
This thing is amazing. So this is not your fuel source?
Yeah. Looks around. We got the fuel. It's kind of points to underneath of it. It's the tank's down there. The reserve's down there.
So you weren't kidding when you were saying this is just a little extra boost.
Oh, we came prepared, and I hope you guys did too.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did. I guess we won't really find out until tomorrow.
That's right. When you guys are eating our dust.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Anyways, good night. Good luck.
You didn't talk much shit back to us. What the hell kind of competition is this?
Manto the good sport.
So you wander back over to the group. In that meantime, what was the rest of the group doing? Or do you guys just continue back as Manto comes back?
I'm just hanging out, waiting for dinner. In my biggest room.
I think I'm just making sure. Good.
I'm good.
What
Just
do you
hanging.
All right. I think I'm just making sure the paint on the bucket is there to stay after a little test drive earlier where it all came off when we kicked off. I'm just like, okay, is this good? Is it splotchy? Are we working? Crick, you're my eyes. How are we looking? What am I missing here?
Yeah, of course, as you look it over, it was much more saturated in the hue of the blah that you guys applied to it prior, but taking it on the racetrack definitely has made it more watercolory almost in essence.
It's
You know what? I like
it's a nice sky blue now.
a nice sky blue.
Bleh.
Okay. You know what? I'm vibing with this. We're cool with this, right? Do you think the interior needs touched up again for all of your doodads and your buttons? Are we chilling?
Kind of sitting there and poke my head in, and there's actually a little like pint of paint left, and I dip in and I paint a little bit more in there just to make sure it's a nice deep blue.
Of course.
Deep blue.
It's a good contrast. You need that. You should, now, I just want to clarify. You sure you don't want any differentiation between these buttons or these levers? You want all the same shade.
That's a good point. I kind of like, so I know what works and what doesn't work. So like the accelerator, I kind of like brush some blue off. So it's like a lighter blue by the accelerator, and I mean it's really just the accelerator. And it's like just in case something happens, the light blue is go.
Of course. And that's the only one we need, right?
Kind of look around all the switches. That's probably the only one everybody but the first mate needs.
Crick,
Yeah.
you said probably. You said probably on that one. Are there more?
Well, there's this one, and there's like a big button that used to be like violent red. I honestly am not 100% sure what that one does. But we might need that.
Oh, okay. This is too stressful. I'm just gonna like hands to my head and be like, you know what? It's blue. It's fine. It's blue. We're chilling. This is gonna go great. This is gonna go great. Yeah, it'll be fine. And I'll just like walk out of the bucket.
Incredible. All right. So I guess a dinner or anything else for the evening, or are we fast pacing it to the next day?
It's just a normal dinner.
Normal
I'm
dinner.
more of a breakfast guy.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, anything else before you guys, settle in for the evening? Potentially, maybe you guys can role play this, tell each other some old stories as you sit around a tin or a oil can fire, sit in front of the RV here. I'll let you guys decide, and tell me when the next day starts.
I mean, hell, Manto, you got any good stories from your Thieves Guild days?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
You got any good stories from your Thieves Guild
No,
days?
no. Sorry.
No?
Nope. Not one.
Nothing? Not a single one.
Oh, why do you ask?
I'm shooting the shit. I don't know. The most exciting thing for me is I told you my dad managed to create a cult. Like, y'all kind of know my story. Other than that, it was like a fabric shop. I got nothing exciting over here. I was like a traveling doctor for a bit.
I just like. I usually work best in the dark, and I'm really good at not being heard.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. And as like,
Stay out of my
kinda
room
like-
at night.
I'm like kind of like at this point, I'm like kind of looking around like my perimeters, just seeing what the status of like all the other camps are looking like at this hour. I didn't hear you.
Make a perception check.
All right.
All right, as Manto begins to look around,
It's really a 20. Really a 20.
okay. You guys, or Manto at least, most people around here you notice are beginning to either tuck in for the night. The crew over here seems to all be put away, but the Warforged, this like automaton, is sitting out, actually situated inside of the machine or inside of the vehicle itself, kind of like locked in a place, like almost like you would imagine like R2-D2 in the X-wing kind of thing. He's like kind of has a place where he sits flush inside of. And look over up these dwarves, these death dwarves up here, and most of them also set away for the evening. Kind of quiet over there, actually. Kind of almost eerily so. There's pictures. You guys can scroll up and down the game log to look at their images there. As you look even further up ahead at the skeleton man, you see he's leaning up against his supplies underneath this umbrella, this kind of, not even umbrella, like kind of canvas kind of tent, and he's got a cowboy hat pulled over his eyes, and he's kind of just sitting back, inert, completely motionless, with his arms crossed there. And the goblins are just being too rambunctious and obnoxious, even still at this hour. Kind of can't hear much of what's going on over by you guys, but they're still just having themselves a little bit of a chaotic time over there.
What were their names again?
The goblins?
Yeah.
You guys heard of Bang Stick and Jim, at least. I don't think I said any other names.
Okay. I would proceed to whip out my Mirror of the Veil, and I would say, let's see, they're talking about us over there, and I'm like, all right, mirror, mirror, show me Bang Stick.
Okay. Send the scry spell description to the game log so I know all the things. Send the scry spell one. So go to your spells and do that same thing.
Yeah.
It will be a wisdom save. Okay. Let's see. You have met the target. So that's a +0 for him. And, yeah, okay. Oof. Yes, as you, begin to say the magic words and look into the mirror of the veil, the smoke begins to churn and everything. You see distorted images begin to form, and then as quickly as that begins to happen, the swirling essence of that kind of smokiness stops, and you do not get through.
Damn.
As I rolled a 20.
Fucking A. Okay.
You gotta like steal a hair next time, because then you get a -10 on the roll.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rampu or Crick or Langston, you guys sitting around a fire here for the evening. Anything?
Once Langston asked for story, I would sit everybody down. Say, it was a cold night. It was a dark night. There were storms everywhere. All I can remember was humans chasing me through the forest, sending dogs or tracking beasts to capture me. It was so cold and I was so tired and so hungry. Something just told me to run. Run and run. As the hours passed, I realized I had stopped feeling the pain in my feet altogether. And when I thought I finally got away, I heard a stick break just behind me. When I turned around, I didn't have time to react. All I could see was the blade pointed at me. was me or him. I made sure that it was him. That was my first night on this planet. That was my first night on this planet. Or our planet. That's the first memory I have of my life on our Earth. It also happens to be the first time I ever killed anybody. Anyways, what's for dinner? I'm hungry.
Oh my god! A literal born killer.
Yeah. Some say maybe I forgot stuff because trauma or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't really listening.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Rampu, on full transparency, I was expecting to be like, yeah, with my original crew, we had this guy named Hank, and we would like laugh and spit at him sometimes. I wasn't expecting you murder.
Laugh and spit at people. What kind of jerk do you think we are? Come on.
You know what? That's on me. You're right. I made an assumption. That egg on my face.
You know what they say
Oh,
when you
Captain,
make
my
assumptions.
captain.
End up
Well,
eating a bunch of
I-
ass. That's what they say, right?
I guess you're not alone
You are what you
anymore.
eat.
Yeah. You wouldn't have to run this time. We would just turn around and kill whoever it was together.
The only thing you're running is a blade through our enemies. Am I right?
You know what? I never thought about it that way. But yeah, you're right. Ever since I met the Stormbreakers,
Such a clear day, too.
It's kind of crazy. We really have to figure that out. It's been like ever since freaking Stormwreck.
yeah. It's interesting. It only happens we say Stormbreakers.
Oh,
Weird. Anyways.
Hmm.
That's my story. Guys,
Well.
who else? Anybody else got one, or we should save it for another night?
nothing. I don't feel like I have anything that compares to that caliber. Now I
Maybe-
feel embarrassed to tell mine.
Maybe we save it for another night. As I kind of dish out some, nice, it's like fried scorpions kind of out to everybody that I've been like, behind everybody, I've been like catching like little scorpions in the desert and fricasseeing them up and kind of putting a little shea butter on top. So it's just a nice little snack. And as we go, I just kind of tell everybody, just save room for breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Crushing the little.
I
These are
would never
delicious.
expect the sentence, I will go light on the scorpions, to leave my mouth, but here we are.
Can't make any promises.
You
kid.
should go medium on the scorpions.
This is almost
Alright,
as
well,
good as your elf.
Again, why?
I mean, the
It's-
Band-Aids,
It's hard to top a 10.
very talented with cooking your people. I don't know what you want from me.
God, we have to say it in a better way. We just simply have to.
Well,
Well, if we win tomorrow,
Langston,
Goblins
if I-
on the menu.
yeah. If I ever get the chance, I could probably do something pretty crazy with the dragon. Or
This
a
adventure's
cockroach.
gonna turn into us just trying like one of every single race in D&D.
I mean, I'm saying I've eaten dragon too. It doesn't bother me. I'm taking it all personal, like Langston does over here. Like,
Wait, what? Why have you eaten dragon? That's your mom?
I mean, I didn't eat my mom. I just ate a dragon.
Well,
like,
still though.
Crocodiles
And you
eat each
had-
other all the time, and you don't care.
You
It
had
just has to be.
no.
Bet your dad
you know-
ate your mom.
I don't know if you realize from my previous story that I was dropped as a baby into the woods, nowhere else to survive. Felt like I had 3 meals. It's not like I went to IHOP where I could eat all the bunnies I could find. Place doesn't exist.
Why would you
Dude,
eat the bunnies at
I had
IHOP?
Because they hop. That's what you do.
This is deep.
Yeah, get this
This
deep
is
lore.
real deep
Okay.
right now.
Hey, got it.
Okay.
This is some real deep shit right now.
Tough decisions had to be made.
That's good.
Incredible.
You
All
know
right,
what?
well-
Maybe I've been closed-minded. Fuck.
In this moment, I'm like taking the couple arrows I have and dipping them in oil.
I will say, Langston, one point that was kind of made today was that apparently we need to go to a cave and find a key amongst many. I
Yep.
don't know if you have any maybe spells of divination or anything that can make sure we pick the right key.
Yeah, I think I will be good to go for us on that one.
Yeah, maybe in the morning we do something to find the right one potentially. Okay, and then I guess the only other thing was we just have to be mindful of the raiders in the morning up on the cliff that we saw when we were scrying. I think those are really the only pieces we have. And Nate, would just out of curiosity, like from like a distance and timing standpoint, is there any like general feel of like, is this like a 30-minute race, a 2-minute race, or like the whole day thing?
Yeah, as you guys kind of, I guess, maybe by chance look down the track to get a better judgment of that, it seems like you can't see the extent of the full track. You know, it kind of goes down, barrels down, and then it hooks a left, and of course you can't see around that bend as it kind of goes around a canyon there. But yeah, you would imagine it's not anything that, like, the race itself shouldn't take longer than, an average kind of race time, like, less than 10 minutes or whatever. But the part where you guys have to find the cave, or the right cave, and the right key within it and everything, that adds a whole other layer to it, of course.
Okay.
So it's not just
Understood.
a race to the finish line, as Gristle mentioned. It's, you guys, it's the first one with the key, the proper key.
It's an altercation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ready for bed?
Excellent. Anything else
Maybe
then?
we save our stories for another day.
Sounds good then. Alright, before I just usher you guys away, just confirm, good to move on to the next day then?
No.
Manta, what you got?
So obviously I would kind of make sure everyone gets to bed. And my bed would kind of, or bed is in quotes, would be consisting of kind of keeping an eye on, I guess, the couple areas that I really can see while I'm like just sitting on the back of the bucket. And I'm just monitoring everyone to see kind of when they start to die down and prepare for bed.
Okay. Are you doing this just kind of out in, you said you're sitting on the back of the bucket, but are you just sitting there, how are you going about this exactly?
I mean, I'm trying to be as like I'm kind of like a pirate, like in like the crow's nest type shit. I don't know, like I feel like this is like what I'm not nonchalant, but like I'm not moving from like my area, and I'm like just kind of keeping a stern eye on the groups.
Alright, sounds good. Go ahead and make a perception check then as you're going about to do that. The goblins behind you, or kind of not in the direction of where you'd be facing, with the way the bucket is set up here, but you'd be kind of facing out in this area where the dwarves are. The speeder is kind of behind this RV, so not exactly in your guys' vicinity, but you can get a kind of a view of the dwarves here, at least for sure. And with a 23, they don't seem to really notice you watching. All the scene has kind of died out around here, and they're still out here in hushed kind of tones. and with a 23 you have there. Um, you you see them all kind of like gathered about, and you hear one of them kind of maybe saying a little bit in a kind of a hushed tone over the rest. It's like, yeah, it's bad luck to sleep the night before. We gotta do what we can to make sure that we take home the prize for the Lord of Murder. And see, they look around and you see them like looking around over their shoulders for a moment. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. Ooh.
Good for you.
Right.
That's hot.
See, they look over, and one of them pulls out a dark kind of hand axe that looks like it has like a skull attached to the top of it. And you watch as he kind of, it's hard. Yeah. So you have dark vision, right? So you can kind of see
I do.
details a little bit, not like precise details or anything, but with a 23 perception, it's pretty solid. You watch as one of them kind of cuts their hand, their palm right there, and squeezes it and passes the axe over to the next one. The other one does the same thing as they all take their hands and watch. They hold them out into the center of them as blood drips into a pile right there. And the first one that started it all, he takes out a flame and some sort of like bundle of herbs or sticks or something, and he begins to burn it and kind of waft it around the blood right there. And after maybe a minute or so, you hear them kind of muttering some strange kind of tones. They stop, and whatever they were doing seems to have halted in this moment. But one of them you hear says, "The Emberborn shall bleed across the salt and ash. The Lord of Murder waits." The other one looks around and says, "He bears the fire. Could it be?" Looks around and just gives like a nod back to him. And as they have the blood and the smoke from this incense or whatever, like I said, they're muttering these kind of hushed tones. And what languages do you speak? See if you actually understand what they're saying.
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Common Sign Language, Deep Speech, Telepathy.
Undercommon?
Obviously. No, I do not understand Undercommon.
Alright, yeah. So you don't understand what they say, but it's this deep guttural kind of like a mantra almost that they repeat over and over. And as they're done, they kind of kick sand over the blood, clean it up, and you watch as two of them go on inside as the other two sit outside of the vehicle.
But what you said before them speaking in Undercommon, I was able to understand,
Yes.
or not?
Yes.
It was just like the guttural
It was
stuff?
like a
Okay.
ritual. It was like kind of, like a chant that they were doing.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
in a different tone.
When they mentioned the Emberborn, would I be able to like kind of deduce that they're talking about Rampu?
Make a intelligence check.
Be smart. Hold on.
So you could do history if you wanted, actually, instead.
Not that it really matters.
What's your history bonus?
It is a +0. Hold on 1 second. I will use. Actually, can I use that on intelligence?
Why don't you use Cybolster Neck if that's what you're talking about?
Yeah. So I can. Oh, I can do it on any ability check. Oh, I get that mixed up with the guarded mind. But yes, I will use my psionic powers to kind of Cybolster Knack to succeed.
Well, is it succeed, or do you add a psionic dice to the roll? Is that what it
Oh, I
is?
roll one psionic. Yeah, psionic. See, I get the two mixed up. Yeah, I would roll a psionic dice, which is now a let's see, D8.
Yes.
I don't know if that'll make a difference, but we'll see. 6 or 9.
9 total. Okay. With that in mind, for one reason or another, your mind goes to Rampu, but then jog it again. Like, wait a minute, Rampu is of lightning. Truly, he's not of like ember of fire. So crosses your mind for a moment, you immediately I will cross that off the list. I don't think it's Rampu.
Okay. Okay. Yep. So I guess I would just, again, just hang out for the night, make sure no funny business happens.
All right, sounds good. As we call it an evening, then everyone can go ahead and take a look. Oh, yeah, go for it.
Right before I would have tested this out with maybe somebody in the vehicle. Does vortex warp? It says someone and everything they're carrying. If I'm connected into the bucket, will vortex warp everybody as well?
Yeah, we'll just have to do that Arcana check of a 10 plus the spell level to see if it does. I believe that was the rules we came up with.
But but I'm basically saying, like, I just want to test it to make sure that basically the bucket and everyone in the bucket would teleport to where I want it to be.
Yeah, you're pretty confident that if you were able to successfully, do it, that it would work in that capacity. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, time for bed then.
All right. Everyone takes a nice long rest then. Go ahead and mark that on your character sheets, unless there's anything someone was doing while everyone else was sleeping or anything.
Can I check in with... Oh, God, Rampo.
No, go on.
Sorry, mine was just like a quick check-in with, I think my god's name, it's been a hot minute, Sanguina?
Seluna.
Oh, Seluna?
Yes.
Is that right?
Selune.
Ah! I have Sahine for some reason. Okay, Seluna. But yeah, it's just been a minute, and I feel like I've kind of deviated from the path that she set on. I know it's kind of like walking in the light and dark, and I just kind of want to do like a little like tap check-in, be like, hey, it's been a bit. How you doing? I realize we haven't really talked too much since you kind of took over for Coralon. We're cool, right? We're good? And just kind of leave it up to prayer.
You feel a chill in this warm desert planet, and a voice kind of soft and gentle, but still strong, emanates in your mind. You hear, Langston, child of stars and shadow. All is well here, though I must warn you. I do feel a darkness nearby.
Nearby?
A darkness that wants to eclipse your light.
As in, they know I'm here as an envoy of yourself.
Of myself,
or carry light within me.
I'm not sure. But of your true self, I believe it is in question. And you feel this kind of, that soft kind of cool wind, kind of blow through, almost like, almost going through your mind here. Just Langston, you tread carefully on the tightrope between light and dark. One pull too tight or too strong in one direction, and I fear you'll topple over and fall into the depths. Remember, the balance is ever present and important to you.
Okay. Yep, not gonna forsake that, and I think I'd sleep insanely twitchily. I'm just like, uh. Sorry, Rampo, whatever you got.
I'm gonna look around to see, is there anyone tracking, like, the no spell thing? Is anyone watching, per se?
Currently, no. But, you know, with some common sense, I won't, I guess, say what Rampu's common sense is, but you'd imagine before the race, such checks may take place.
So I was debating using cordon of arrows to, in case anybody tries to come at us at nighttime. But nah, I won't do it. I will abide by no spells. But before we sleep, I say, guys, I don't trust a single being on this planet other than us. So, sleep with one eye open.
Kind of forced to, if I can be honest with you, but absolutely.
All right, well, good night. I go again aggressively into the big bed.
All right. You guys can all take a long rest then, as you feel rejuvenated, refreshed, getting some slumber on the desert moon of Arcabon. And you're awoken by the crackling sound of static and a boom, reverberating gong. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get to the starting line unless you want to be left behind. You guys hear reverberating from inside of the RV that you guys are inside of.
My God, he rhymes too. What can't he do?
There's no time for breakfast or cooking.
There's always time for breakfast.
You have 30 minutes until the start of the race.
Oh, there's no time. I need an hour. I mean, I probably would have been, so I only need 6 hours of rest.
Okay.
I imagine that I would have woken up early and kind of, people probably wouldn't have even rested well because they would have heard, so the night before, Crick would have made glass blowing tools, and you guys would have heard basically him every now and then in the kitchen screaming at Aho, seriously, you have to do it right. Chop, chop, sprinkle, chop. You would have heard him kind of screaming numerous times, maybe wrestling a little bit. And as all of this kind of mourning sorts out and the blow comes up that there's 30 minutes, the main kind of table is set, and he's used the glass blowing equipment to actually set a beautiful dinner plate, right? Like a typical royal setting with, your plate, your salad plate, your forks, 3 glasses, a bread plate, and a dome over the bread plate. And as everybody comes down, there is you can kind of smell it coming down, and it's churned wasp eggs with a little bit of cilantro on top. There's some beautiful bread kind of played out on the right side, and then in that upper left where that bread plate would be, everyone has a beautiful glass dome just kind of sitting there, and it's radiating this kind of purple, just it's like pulsing out of the purple out of it as everybody kind of comes down, and Crick just goes, before we go, we may want to have a quick bite. And it's just kind of all perfectly laid out for everyone.
I think this is the fanciest thing you've ever thrown together. Oh my god.
I love it. It's no elf burgers, but pretty
Okay.
damn good.
All right, there's got to be something better. He has to have made something. We've known him for how long? There has to be something at the top of the menu that's not that. There's no way that is the best thing you've had from him.
Not yet. But when he makes
Well-
it, I'll be the first to let you know.
Please.
I dream of those every day. It's like
Okay.
elf ear. So
You guys,
All right.
notice Aho is, she's going around catering the meal as normal, and she's sweating profusely because she was working fucking hard. Like, she's been burnt, and as you guys are eating, you just kind of notice this radiating globe on the upper left, and Crick just goes, as you finish your meal, just remember that snack, as he taps everybody's little piece, that's to go. It may or may not be magical, so we should probably eat it after the start of the race.
Oh.
And him and Aho kind of set up behind everybody, and Crick lifts him and Langston's, and Aho lifts Manto and Rampu's, and you guys basically see this kind of like glowing purple. I just dropped it in the. It's not going to show up. Yeah, I just dropped it in the Discord. Hovering a half inch off the plate, you see this purple clove of garlic, the whole bulb with its little kind of tentacles just kind of dancing on the plate as it's glowing this profuse purple. It's only this big, and Crick just kind of says, at the beginning of the race, since it's kind of magical, pop it in right after we start. It may take 10 minutes or so to digest, but I think this might beat the elf bacon.
I just quickly, like, a head turned to Rampu. I'm like,
I'll have to
you
be the
said
judge
let you
of
know.
that.
If it does, you better announce with your whole being.
I will. And no, it has to
All right.
taste just as good. Everybody
No, it has
facts.
to taste better, and it will. I look at Crick. It will? Please?
I think it will, and please be honest. We're trying
will.
some new stuff here.
like it.
He just kind of stares at the garlic. Some really new stuff. He's just staring at the garlic.
If I don't like it, then I demand a plate of elf fingers. Delicious, delicious elf fingers. Just like chicken
We could
fingers.
probably find some.
Or more fingery.
But to the starting line?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's get to it.
So was this using
time.
a essence and eggs? Okay, go ahead and roll a cooking
Yep.
check.
No. So it's not eggs. It's spice on the garlic.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll a cooking check then. It
And I
should- it should
imagine
be a
while I was
12, right?
cooking, because
Yeah.
so
There's a
while I'm
cooking
cooking
check
though,
now?
Aho's
That's
there. So
Mhm.
can I roll it with advantage?
Whatever
my
it
sous chef?
says for helping hands. Yeah, with advantage. Yep.
That is so cool.
25.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
It is a 12.
But that means I also get because I'm using the barbecue too.
Yeah, so roll a d8.
So I also get a D8.
Show me 30. Aw.
That's perfect for this
What
one.
is that?
Do you have it up?
Sweet breath.
Yeah, okay, you do.
Oh, that's fair. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it after we eat it.
Okay. All right, I'll send it to you. or
Beautiful.
Copy and paste it to you so you have that ready.
All right.
All right. So with
Yep,
this
no, I
meal
got it.
cooked and everything, Crick hands you guys off, your own individual meals, and Gristle has called out that the race will be beginning soon. So what is your guys' plan of action?
I mean, we practiced yesterday. We know the drill,
The
right?
bucket! Yeah, buddy.
think we all assume our positions.
All right, so let's go ahead and get you guys set up. You guys all take a step outside, then you see the energy is thriving out here. Tension is high. Motors are crackling. Sounds like thunder. The iron how the death dwarves, kind of almost like a little Sherman tank, sounds like a Tarrasque roaring up there as it's chugging smoke along. You see three of them outside of it, as one of them has his head popped out the top of it as it's moving towards the starting line. And the goblins have already pushed their way over there. And it looks like you guys just need to make your way on over there too.
Alright.
Let's move on over.
I guess I
I tried to move it and then it broke.
Just loading the scene. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Sick.
Oh, mine's still loading. Let me read it.
It's still loading. Give it a second. It's a big scene. Big scene.
Big scene.
It's long.
All right. So, bum bum bum. As you guys all get yourselves up to the starting line up here, the engines are churning. Sounds like thunder in your ears. You can feel the arcane energy humming off of some of the vehicles nearby. And up ahead, as you guys are all parked underneath of this massive archway, you see Gristle standing on top of a rock, looking around. He's got his megaphone out, and you guys can see, if you, of course, you zoom out a little bit, the racetrack up ahead. Manto has gotten a vision of this prior himself.
Yes, so as we approach, would I be able to recognize where those raiders were going to be hiding?
You, as in your vision, you saw Gristle speaking to some man, and he kind of pointed up ahead, and in the direction that it looked like they pointed to you, it's hard to identify exactly, but somewhere, in this vicinity where you see these rocks outcropping and flanking both sides of the trail.
Gotcha.
Should I be seeing the whole map? Because I like that. Everywhere you clicked was dark for me.
You should be able to see that, yeah. So let me go ahead and probably refresh if that's not the case. Everyone else could see that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
You
yeah.
said that's where that campus is heading? Or you pointed?
Manta, what do you tell him?
So, yeah. So, gents, so those cliffs, both to the left and right of the track, is where those raiders are going to be. Now, I don't know what they have in mind, but as we approach, that's when the ideal time is to use our invisibility, I believe.
All right, that's the plan.
So,
to be
is
clear,
it Langston? I believe you're the one that has the invisibility, correct?
I have the invisibility and the spell. All right, game on, yeah. Fuck it. I
Oh.
couldn't remember. I wasn't here during that whole thing. I came back and I had a spell scroll because I was cooking.
Okay. Then who had? I thought you were the one that had.
Don't we have the dust of disappearance? I thought that was what we were going to use.
Yes.
Manta, you have that,
Who
right?
had?
I think that was you, because then didn't someone take the
Oh, I have it. I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I
not
can
crazy.
inject it directly. I can inject it directly into the bucket, and then since we're all worn by it, I'm assuming we should all disappear as well.
Gotcha. So, just keep in mind that it's these cliffs, just kind of,
Maybe
up a
just
ways, both to the
give
left.
me a shout when it's time. Just
Yeah, I'll
just
say
give
like,
me a
I'll say like
shout when it's
Hocus
time.
Pocus or something.
I like
but
that.
yeah.
All right. Anything else before you guys? It seems like the race is just about to start. So.
Yes, actually, now, dude. Oh, no, I have to wait till it starts. Oh, no.
Do it.
And just remember, once the race starts, also pop your garlic in.
I have it
Is
ready.
that an action to do that?
It's a bonus. I will say it's a bonus action, just like taking a potion.
Let's go.
Quick
Just a
and
free
just-
action?
Similar scene.
Off the start, I would say either try to get way ahead or way behind.
Well,
Way ahead
both
is always
of
the
those
better
are
plan.
easy. We want way ahead.
I'd say staying ahead is always better. You can control winning, but heaven forbid one of these tricky bastards has something up their sleeve and we stay behind them. We might not win.
Yeah, that would kind of suck.
That's fair. Well,
I would.
I will say, I have a sense the cave is the most important part. Because
where it's-
once we get off of this thing, and we're all on the ground, I mean, good luck.
I would see the
I-
goblins right next to us, and I'm just like waving at them, like, "Good luck, guys."
Hi guys.
They're goggles on.
Hi,
they're
friends.
grinning. They're all gnashing and like ready to fucking go. Not paying attention to you at all.
I just kind of like give them like 2 like nubs up.
The crackle over the speaker begins as you guys see Gristle standing, flaring high above the on top of like a little sand dune or rock dune right there, his voice booming across. Engines roar and tires spin. The race for gold is set to begin. No rules, no law, just dust and flame. The first to the key will stake their claim. And he holds up a gun to the sky. Now ride, you wretches! Win the game! As he shoots a flare into the sky, and I need you guys, or I need the bucket to roll initiative.
What was the fucking roll initiative? How did that happen?
So, you guys go ahead and right click in the open monster stat block and just roll
Yeah,
a dex check.
Yeah, it's +3.
It's because we found him.
That is incredible.
It's because it's blue.
All right, you guys. Yeah, as he's holding up the flare gun, and as soon as that trigger is pulled, you guys see the explosion go into the sky. The bucket is the first one off the gate. What we're gonna do is each vehicle, every character is gonna take a turn when on the vehicle's turn. You guys are allowed to interchange. Like if Langston takes an action, and then Rampu can take an action, and then Langston comes back and takes his bonus action. You guys can interact and weave things in and out like that if you want to. Crick as the driver, you can dash as your action or choose one of your other actions or look at the vehicle's stats and stuff. But the race is yours, and if you guys have any questions about things you can and can't do while we're doing it, let me know, and let's get this shit going.
Before we actually move the bucket, I just want to confirm that per the roller is kind of set properly based off of how many feet the bucket's going to be moving and how many feet
The ruler
the
is set
roller-
properly.
Gotcha.
Beautiful.
That's a big. It's a big map. Yeah.
It's a big map,
Detail
baby.
is super.
I
my
noticed
God.
that we
Thank
would,
you.
I would notice that we would get off to like a roaring start, and like just like the horsepower on this thing and torque is just insane. So literally the moment the G's hit me, I'm like, hocus pocus, hocus pocus.
And yeah, so also to add into
Right.
that also, so like you guys can do your full movement, but like Crick, split up your movement how you want to, whatever. If you guys go 20 feet first and then someone does something, and then you go another 20 feet, let's do it. Take it away. You guys work together as a team.
Yeah. So I imagine so my bonus action is going to be to eat my garlic, and so I kind of pop that in and just take a
Should
big
we
bite.
assume that
crush
we
it
all
down
bonus
and-
action ate our garlic?
If that's what everyone's doing, you absolutely can. Yeah, and I think it's funny. I imagine
I'm
Crick
going
like at the starting line, like has it perched to his lips, and as soon as the flare goes off,
Go.
I had mine in like my cheek, and I would just wait until they said go to start chewing.
Oh,
So-
yeah,
Incredible.
dog mine's in lower lip like a Zen pouch. Just
Alright, so
waiting.
yeah.
It's like, all right, game on.
Crick, tell him what's good.
So everybody bites into it, and they're stunned for a moment because this bulb of glowing, floating purple garlic. It doesn't taste like garlic at all. It tastes like super garlic. It is the most potent, impressive, like garlic. Like it's not even over pouting like you would think super garlic would be. It's like perfect. It's like a pizza. It's like pasta. It's like a steak. It's like every little succulent moment of your life is just. It's so perfect, and you start to feel kind of as it goes down your esophagus into your stomach, you start to feel this like sensation of like overpowerment. And so it takes us about 10 minutes to consume. So once it consumes, once Nate says we're good, it's basically 2d4 temporary hit points at the beginning and at the end of every combat encounter. So it's basically every minute you get 2d4 temporary hit points.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then as we all taste that, I look over to Manto's in with me, right? Because Lank's in the back, Rampu's up top.
No,
So
I'm in the
Manto's
back.
sitting next to me.
Langston's passenger princess now.
What up?
Like this, Lanks and PP. So I look over to Lanks and I go, so how was it? And you can just scent that, like, my breath, it's like a chocolate bar. It's the sweetest thing you've ever smelt that comes out of my breath. It's not even garlic. It's just pure scent. It's like a bad Yankee candle. That's how beautiful it is. And so and you're just entranced in me for like half a second, and then you shake out, as we all also have advantage on charisma saves for anybody within 30 feet of us for the next 8 hours. This entire thing kind of rolls for it's charisma saves, right? Or no?
Yeah, I think
charisma
so.
checks.
Is that what it says?
Charisma checks. Yeah, advantage on charisma checks against creatures within 30 feet
If you're trying to like
of
persuade
you that
or
can
something.
smell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have advantage on persuasion checks, and we have 2d4 temporary hit points
Every minute.
once this digests. Which
Hilarious.
Nate will say because it takes 10 minutes to digest.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic.
All right. And
And
Crick,
with that, you feel the engine roar, and I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat directly into this fucking thing.
all right.
So that's gonna be Arcana, right?
Bum, bum,
12.
bum. Yeah, so you're good on that then. You are concentrating. Oh, Expeditious Retreat is a bonus action, though. I'll let you use your action to eat the
Those.
thing, but that's fine.
Okay, all right, understood. I
Dang.
appreciate it.
Too much bonus action.
You can take
All good.
until the spell ends. You can. Oh well, no, actually, it's a bonus action. Until the spell ends, you can take your action as a. You can take that action as a bonus. Yeah. So if I do it now, I can't double click. So I just go forward. I
You
should
would
do it.
dash as the bonus action right now.
Okay. So I will dash, but I can't do the double dash until next time.
Correct.
All right. Okay.
All right. So as you guys,
Dash now, right?
yeah, you guys. So you can go up to 120 feet right now. Then, but before or as you guys are traveling, yeah, please.
As we do that fucking takeoff, that Mario Kart takeoff, we're literally gonna leave everyone in the dust, and as we make it right ahead of everyone, I'm gonna release a level 1 fog cloud, so then everybody else, when they're trying to come out, they can't see shit. Like, it's chaos at the road.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and cast that spell then. You can click the AoE button, like the icon of the shape of it next to your spells, and it should drop that darkness out, and then you can place that where you want.
Love it.
Circle.
There you go, that works.
Yeah.
As that is happening, Crick or I'm sorry, Langston or Manto, anything to add as well?
I think what I'll do is I'll bring out
Nice.
the Arcanomagnetic Repulsion on the vehicle. It's 20 feet radius around us that will make it so anyone who comes within that will have difficult terrain. And also anything that's made of ferrous metal or they're wearing ferrous armor will be difficult terrain. And then anything against us with a ferrous weapon or ammunition will have disadvantage. So I'll just go ahead, similar to our prep, I will hold on to like how Crick like grabs a cable and like tunes into the car. I do the same thing and it hurts way fucking more because I'm not made of metal. And I'm just like, all right, let's do, and then I'll just like send that around the bucket.
Incredible. All right, as Langston sends out this force field, propulses out from the bucket, kind of shocking himself in that same moment. What do you do,
Ow.
Manto?
I, as a, hold on one second, let me just make sure.
Jesus.
Is it a action or bonus action to, I guess, like, use my ion, like, to put on my stone of reserve?
It should be an action. It should say it on the item description.
Yeah, I was just trying to find it. Okay, well, regardless, you know, I kind of put up my ion stone of reserve, so I have, like, these stones kind of just spinning around my head. And then bonus action.
Oops, that was the wrong description. But yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Oh, bonus, did you not eat the garlic?
I'm sorry. Yeah, bonus action. I eat the garlic. Yeah. So then that would
Alright.
be it.
So,
Yay,
Manta
we all
throws
ate
the
garlic.
stone up around his head, starts spinning around. Rampu throws out a cloud of darkness behind him, leaving everyone in the dark, literally. And you guys, let's see, 110. That should be, yep, that should be exactly 120 right there. You can double check if I'm wrong. Oh, no, that's actually further than that. Let's fix that. Right.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, and if
That's
I
where we
recall properly, right here is where the bandits are that we believe, right? Because I didn't see that.
Yeah, either there
That's
or
where
the
they
next
start.
set
Okay.
back.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. So I'll roll the dust next because we got plenty of time. It's like one turn. Cool.
Sounds good. All right, that is it for the Blucket team. Up next, boom! You guys hear the humming of a strong arcane turbine right behind you guys. As although they're in the dark, clearly they knew which way was straight. And as they fly on out from the starting line here, let's see. Whoop, you guys shouldn't. Or is Langston? Is that your energy
That's
around
me.
you guys?
Yep,
Cool.
that was me. I'm sorry, I forgot to add that, so I figured
No
that'd
worries.
be cool
Actually,
just to have on deck as we
What
move.
you should do instead, if you
Just
don't
like AoE.
mind, is right-click your token and add an aura to it, to the side, so that way it's centered on you. Actually, do it to the bucket if you want to.
Here's the bucket, yeah.
So this reaver comes flying up ahead at an intense speed, as you guys see, like this jet-like turbine flame shooting out the back of it. The driver of this takes the dash action as they fly right by. And as they get in your guys' vicinity, their vehicle is made out of ferrous metals. So, Langston, what happens here?
So if they are going by, then it is difficult terrain for them. I'm playing with the features. You'll have to excuse me. I don't know what the fuck this is.
I love
There
it.
we go. Is that what I was just saying? I just saw rainbows and was like, hold on a minute. So if
Next
they
gag.
are driving by, then it is difficult terrain for them. So I believe that is half movement speed. And then as a bonus action, which I don't have, so never mind. We're not going to finish that sentence. Yeah, and then anything made against us within this radius that's ferrous metal or anything is disadvantage.
All right, beautiful. So as they come flying by, you see they got this smug look on their face. The massive Goliath with the cybernetic arms looks over, sneering. But as soon as they get near you guys, you watch as they completely almost slow down to a screeching halt as they just kind of barely squeeze on by you guys. And as they do, though, the Lizardborn on the ship looks over, and you watch as he takes off his goggles real quick, and he looks over at Crick, and he opens up his eye like this, and quickly twitches his head around as you watch a spray of poison shoot out of his eye, and I need Crick to make a con save.
Con save.
God.
That work?
That works. As it makes sense, being a robotic kind of creature, mechanical being, the poison doesn't seem to affect you at all there. And
20.
yeah, exactly. Looking over the other side, the Warforged holds up his arm, and you watch a flap kind of open up on the top of it, and from that, a kind of like a mechanical looking gun pops up from that, and you just hear this whirling sound as a couple of illuminated darts streak out from that, casting magic missile directly onto the bucket as he does 12 damage to the bucket. Let me mark that for you guys. And that will be their turn as they try to squeeze on by. Actually, they get a little bit further. They get right to the edge of this. And that is it for them. The Goblins now. You hear an explosion right off the bat as the Goblins get going. And with a flame trailing behind them. Let's go ahead and get them up here.
Real quick, with
Sir.
the spike attack on the Blucket, would we have been able to? That's like the Blucket's own action, right?
Crick has to do that instead of doing a dash or something. Crick has to attack doing that.
Gotcha.
So the Goblins come scrambling on up, and you see immediately Bangstick hops on the top of it, and you see he's got this kind of almost like a spear that has you see these cylindrical red sticks attached to the top of it, and he's already got a flame held to it, and as he does, he tosses that spear in your guys' direction. We'll say at Manto on the back here. An 11 to hit.
That misses.
Will miss as you watch this spear coming flying your direction, and it plops onto the ground right behind you guys. Explodes, leaving an impact, a crater in the earth right there. Definitely imagine that would do quite some damage to you guys in the vehicle if it were to hit. But nonetheless, they keep on speeding on by, and as they get nearby you guys, also their vehicle begins to slow down, screeching as this arcanic force seems to, almost like, a magnet, pull them in and slow them down as they try to maneuver by you guys. You see another one of the Goblins pops on up out of the back, and he holds up another kind of shorter stick that looks like just a kind of like a big piece of dynamite, to be honest with you, and he tosses that down in your guys' direction at Rampu. A natural 20.
You bitch.
Oh, I can't wording flare that, can I?
You can if you want to.
I don't have a reaction yet. I'll wording flare that.
All right, sure. So let's see.
I'll burn one of the uses.
Natural 1.
Yeah!
God damn it.
Here's the zero, just like
So,
that.
Langston, how do you do this as you see him about to throw this stick, or this hex stick, down at you guys?
So I'm passenger princessing. I have my feet up on the dashboard and I'm painting my nails real pretty, with the leftover blood that we have after letting loose this arcano magnetic repulsion thing, and I just hear the boom at the back. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then I see him pull up next to us. I'm like, is that Doc? Oh, hell no. And I was like, light up a thing of like light to blind him right as he goes to throw it.
Incredible, yes, and he screeches as the light blinds him momentarily, and he completely throws it off handle, and not able to get a hit on that whatsoever. Close behind, though, as they end their turn, you guys hear the trampling of hooves, and if you were to look behind, you would be bewildered to see that not only is the bone or the skeletal casket and rider traveling at great speeds towards you guys, but the hooves of these horses are leaving a trail of flames behind them.
Oh, hell.
As they
No bueno.
as they come at you guys at great speed, doing 120 feet, and with no ferrous metals on this vehicle whatsoever, they have no problem making it past you guys. Let me just make sure I got my.
Wait, what about the
right.
horseshoes?
What about the horseshoes?
Yeah, horseshoes are made of metal.
Not these ones. They're undead.
Ah.
All right. As they kind of weave around you guys to the left and to the right of the Reaver, the speeder up there, the skeletal rider on the top of it. You see, pulls out a revolver and flings it around in his hands, and he points it back at the Reaver and takes a shot at the driver there. With a 16, that will hit, doing 18 points of damage. And there are flames right in front of you guys currently as well. Let's see, minus 18 on him. And they'll leave it for them. We got the Iron Howl up now. The dwarves is trying to push along as they are slowly but surely making their way behind you guys, chugging with a thick cloud of smoke right behind them. And the dwarves on this tank, you see they're trying to see if they can get a hit on you guys, but it seems like everyone currently is out of range. They try to go up a little bit further, as far as they can get right into your guys' circle, actually. And two of them begin to throw down these kind of like almost like tactical kind of blades that have skulls attached to them. And the first one's going to miss. Second one is so the weapon might have actually, they have metal. So do they have disadvantage, Langston, inside of this on attacks or anything?
Anything towards us in general, if it's done with anything metal, any type of metal like weapon or ammunition, will be with disadvantage.
Okay. All right. So, this was going. Let's see. This would have been at Crick, closest one to them. So 15 to hit. It's going to miss.
We all know that ain't gonna hit.
Yep. So as the Iron Howl, this massive tank, is trying to chug its way on up to you guys, it finally makes it up, kind of in your guys' vicinity. It will take a little bit of damage from the fire that is left here. I need to make a dex save for it. It will take 7 damage if it fails.
Oh, the circle's like spinning. That's really cool art.
Let's see.
I noticed that.
Oh yeah. Well, you can right click, or you can go to your settings tab and click reduce animation movement if it's causing your shit to.
Oh no, I like it. I like it.
All right. Oops, sorry. Yeah, he saved, so that will be half this damage. The Iron Howl takes 3 damage, and that is your guys' turn now, as flames are right in front of you guys that you do need to go through to get around. But it is your turn.
Super quick. These are the little goblins with the fire tank right in front of us, right?
Correct. Yep.
Can I see it from where I'm at? Can I see the exposed?
Yeah, you can see it right on the back of the tank, or right on the back of the vehicle.
Excellent. So I'm gonna bonus action, gift to the chromatic dragon make that a fire infusion, and I'm gonna take 2 shots, arrow shots, at the tanks.
All right, roll to hit.
Do we want to like move like 10 feet away or something while this is going on? If we're gonna blow it up.
That's fine.
All right, a 15 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, buddy. And that is that plus that.
So you release the arrow. It kind of pierces into the side of the tank, and you watch as the flame energy that's burning on it, like a fuse, begins to go down towards the tip of the arrow, and after a couple of seconds, one of those tanks just explodes, releasing a massive fireball. Let's see. I need to drop an AoE down here. As everyone in this vicinity needs to make a dex save.
Maybe we should have
Lovely.
been.
Wait,
So
so
does
all
the-
of us need to make one, or
Just
just
the ship,
No.
or just the yeah,
No,
exactly.
the bucket needs to as well.
Oh,
Or-
okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'll pluck it.
Shit.
Nat 20, and I'm resistant anyways. But...
What is it?
Good for you, man.
20.
I mean, so
I'm not.
you'll take half damage then, but or half of the half. Bum. Sorry, let me roll for them.
So we'll take 13 damage if we save.
Oof. So 2 of the goblins fail. The vehicle succeeds, and 2 of them succeed as well. If you rolled above a 13, take 13 damage. If you rolled below that, take 27.
Wait,
So
so
27 on the
13
buck
or
bucket.
more, or 13 or less?
13 or more.
Oh, tight.
So then I take 6 damage, right? Because of a nat 20. And resistance.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, and those
I
con
know it.
saves a 10 on them. Cool.
Well, I'm
Natural
gonna
20. Hooray.
No,
Of course.
What a time.
So Rampu takes the first shot, lining up, waiting for this moment since the beginning of the race, which started 6 seconds ago. Boom! He releases the arrow, and it
Long time.
explodes on
He was
impact.
so patient.
Rampu can shoot 200 feet or whatever, but he doesn't care. He just wants to blow shit up, and blow shit up he does as the first shot completely takes out one of their tanks, their oil tanks, and leaves an explosion there. You have another action, or do you guys want to interchange turns right now?
I can interchange turns, and I'll be like, note to self, be a little further away next time. You guys keep going. I'll come back to me.
I just painted my nails with the fresh shade of blood. God damn it.
So who's next?
Go ahead, Kirk.
Do you want to put the damage on the bucket, Nate?
Sorry, I will. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
Minus 27.
Yeah, I can't change. Oh, I could have done it. Never mind.
I gotcha.
I would wait for the bucket to get like up here before I make any moves.
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Before we do, I can patch it up because I feel like we need to. I know patching it up is a bonus action. Would I be able to do it as my regular action to maybe give it more HP, or is the most I can give 10 HP back to the bucket for patching it up?
As the patch it up thing, yeah, it's a bonus action to 10 on there, but you could,
Okay.
actually no, only Crick could do that. Never mind.
Ah,
You can
Even
do
though
the
we
patch it
have-
up. I was gonna say another aspect that I had in mind, but yeah,
Okay.
Can't we mend it?
you could do that.
Oh, that I can do. I have mending. Then if that's something
Were
I
we-
can do, may I?
Were we doing a hit die per mend?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta
I mean-
burn a hit die.
Okay. I think that's fine. I can do that. So, I'll cast Mending on it, and that would be one of my like short rest hit die.
It'll be one of the buckets.
One of the buckets. What are the
Oh, the
hit die?
bucket has a hit die? Okay.
Um,
Better.
Yeah.
I don't see
Well,
hit die.
well, if
I think I'm blind.
yeah, it doesn't have it on the sheet here, but we'll just say it's a D12 because the size of it. Looks
Okay.
large.
Then
Is there a D12 plus 2 for the con?
For con, yep.
okay, I'll
Okay, D12 plus 2.
Yeah, I'll do that before we attempt to traverse the flames. And then I can kind of aim to slow somebody up with a bonus action. Just call out which ship is the most dangerous. So, oh, 2d12 plus 2. That's 14 back to the
Nice.
bucket.
How many hit die does it have?
At 80 hit points, we'll say that's 6.5. What's 80 divided by 6.5? 12.
Oh wow, 12 hit die?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just spent 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're down to 11. I'll keep an ongoing tally for that.
Yeah, 1, and then it's D12 plus 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have 11, so we're down to 10. Wait, no, we had 12, we're down to 11. Excuse
We
me.
had 12, we're down to 11.
Yep. So then, as a bonus action, I'm gonna look at Ace Pilot Crick, and be like, which of these ships is the most problematic?
I just kind of look around. I think they're all pretty problematic right now. But the horses seem the fastest.
I agree. I think the horses are a problem. The dead and they make fire. I don't like that one bit. And I will do bonus action. Where is it? I will do a bonus action. Oh god.
No, go ahead.
Wait. So, oh wait. Patch it up. Would mending count as the bonus action for that?
No, mending would be your cantrip action.
Aha! So that means I could still do spell as bonus action.
Yeah, leveled spell, sure.
W. Then I'm gonna do Light Snare, which is a fun new 3rd level spell. I send a shimmering band of light towards a target within range and envelop it in a spectacular burst of light. I make a ranged spell attack against it. On a hit, the target is restrained and is magically fixed in place. I'm gonna aim at the horses.
All right. What is the save I need to make?
I make a spell attack. If it hits,
Oh, yeah, go
you're
for it.
restrained and magically fixed until the end of your next turn.
Okay. That is a hit.
Oh yeah,
23, looks good.
that's so hot.
So the horses will be stuck in place, and you'll just see like, from me painting my nails, you'll see me just make me like, oh, fresh to death. Oh, flaming horses. Nope. And I'll just like shoot my hand out and hold them in place like a spider web.
Incredible. Yeah, you watch as they completely, everything's all happening at once, so you watch as they're still trying to run, and they get held up in place right there. The flames still kind of roaring up their hooves. Leaving scorch marks on the bones, but they are stagnant, stuck.
Cool. And yeah, they are stuck until the end of their next turn. So, we'll get to move some ground here, and I'll just go to Crick and be like, whenever you're ready, buddy, or Manto, if
Wait,
you
wait.
want to.
Before you do, I'll take my second attack now, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my breath weapon, lightning, and that is I'm gonna go with the 30-foot line that is 5 feet wide. I'm
Yep.
gonna do that. Yeah, there it is. Boom, 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 and let me turn that biatch.
Yeah, so you're going for the goblins?
Yep, the goblins, this guy. And actually, if I turn it a little more, so I gotta
Oh,
zoom
so
in.
it's a line coming right from you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I thought I could place it.
No, so it's like coming from your mouth, so it's that line. Yeah.
Touche.
It's your breath.
Yeah, I'll go for the goblins.
Why don't
Okay,
you
so the
wait till we get a little further?
Yeah, we'll do that. Once we get past it, I'll do that.
There we go.
That's smart boy.
Yeah, maybe it's
Keep it
like
off to the
as we
side
pull
for now.
away.
Yeah,
It happens.
Exactly.
Okay.
Totally.
We'll move that to the side for now then. Crick, were you doing movement, or Manto, was there something?
I was waiting until we got about here.
Cool.
All right, so I am going to select everybody. So I'm going to bonus action dash. So that is, how far does this thing go? Oh,
120 feet as a dash.
120 on a single dash. All right.
Yeah, 60 is your normal speed.
Excellent.
So if you're
All
going your
right,
full
so we'll
movement and
do-
dash, yes, 120 feet. I mean,
Yeah, so I'm going to creep through these two, which
When you
is
get right
how much
here,
was that?
I will need a dex save from the bucket as you do that. That's 30 feet or 25 feet about.
That was 25. All right, so hold on. So 25, and then what would be 90 or 85, right?
Yeah,
Be where I would be. So that would be
95.
125.
Right. Or yeah, 90. 85. You're right.
85. Yeah, so kind of right there, right in the middle. You said deck save.
Yes.
wait, actually,
Bucket.
when we were right here, I would have released my thing.
Yep.
And
Okay,
actually
that's
would
cool.
target these two instead. So
I will make that save in a second. A 14 saves. You're good.
you take half damage on that.
Okay, it's a dex save though, right? And the horses are
Yeah, dex
restrained,
13.
so they automatically fail, or no, they have disadvantage.
Still cool.
Nice.
Okay, open monster stat block, dex save on that. Yep, 9 is a fail.
Yeah.
Let's get.
Actually, I'm gonna leave this over here where
I'm sorry,
I was
this is
before.
disadvantage also, so 8 there because he's technically. All right, and then we'll do.
And I take 11 damage.
This whole group here. It's 11.
Yep.
And what's the dex? Is it 14?
13.
13. Let me just do this quick roll. The Reaver, the Captain, and Glitch all fail. Blight Fang, the Dragon or the Lizardborn, succeeds. So they all take full except for him. All right, awesome.
And that's my turn.
Cool. Yeah, Rampu. As you guys are driving by, explain how this happens.
Literally, Crick. It looks like he's about to hit these two cars right there, and I'm like, oh shit! And all of a sudden, he swerves right into off the path there, around this tree, and I just go, so long, suckers! And as I say suckers, lightning just.
Incredible. Crackles, and you see the skeletal corpses there are just crackling with that energy. You hear the bones rattling, and then it goes through them and gets the Reaver, the speeder, like hover kind of car here, or vehicle here, and gets everyone except for the driver, Blight Fang, and makes sense because he's probably tucked behind everyone else there. And Manto, as that happens, did you have something that you want to do before you guys got all the way up there?
I mean, I guess right there is fine. But I would be like focusing all of my attention on that last tank.
Okay.
And as I'm pointing, like my one arm is pointing, and then I grab with my other arm one of my stones of reserve. And like I kind of just like line myself up parallel with that oil tank and just crush it and out from like this one end and through my body, and it just explodes this big old fireball right on that fire tank.
Hell yes.
The people you tried to befriend.
You dead?
So the tank actually. Can you send the fireball description? Actually, no, you don't have it. Lance, can you send the fireball description to the game log? I just want to make sure, because when you target, I think it might say a creature, which is fine, but so you might have to target a creature so that they can make the dex save, but of course it'll be in the vicinity. Each creature, or no, it just says each creature.
I think it's
in
to a
that. Okay.
point you choose.
Yeah, you
Cool,
took a
cool.
point.
All right, so let me go ahead and make these saves.
And so the horses should, or the horse dead dude should be in that radius as well.
The bucket disappeared from me. Oh no.
The bucket did?
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
cast
refreshing.
invisibility on it, and the bucket disappeared when I did that. So like,
Oh, it worked.
I hope we did as well.
Yeah, you guys did
we're
too.
just kind of
Let
floating.
me take that off, and then what we're gonna do instead
There you go.
is I'm going to lower the opacity of the thing. There we go.
Oprah
Yeah, that's
Invisible
fine, but, like-
Mobile style.
At the end of this, I put the dust. I eject the dust into the bucket.
All right, sounds good.
So
So
if the horse dude is prone, didn't you say that he automatically fails Dex?
he's not prone. He's stunned or restrained rather, not stunned either.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and I mean, if you're centering it on them, I'll say the horses are just in it.
That's 20 feet.
The driver's not in it. Yeah, that's 20 feet. The vehicles are like 15 feet themselves, you know. So.
Okay.
All right. So.
I guess it differentiates from the ruler, so that's all right.
No, I mean it's the same as the ruler. It's just it's a 20-foot radius, you know. So if you were to go from the center of that and then measure out to the edge, you see what it like does. All right.
Yeah, I know what radius is.
All right. 8d6.
Fucking idiot.
And what's your DC? 15.
It would be whatever Langston's is, but I'm pretty sure it's 15.
It is DC. I'm so sorry. I didn't have my spells open. Yes, save is still DC 15.
All right. Yeah.
Dex.
Man,
So
go roll
8d6.
8d6. What do we got here?
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Oh, slight whammy.
23.
That's not horrible.
Okay, roll. All right. Everyone but Sparky fails. As
So
fire...
I had it kind of targeted at like the tank. Does
Yep. Give me a second. As this
Yeah.
fireball explodes off right here, and then let's see.
also another fireball?
Another explosion goes off, and, and oh my god.
Oh no!
Every single goblin on this vehicle, you just hear before this the tank goes off in this explosion. You hear Boomstick look over as you know the first one goes off. It's like, ah shit! I have a need for. Oh fuck, guys, we're in trouble! As another explosion just goes off, and you watch a shrapnel goes everywhere, boom, 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 and you guys hear a impact nearby you guys, as you see a set of goggles land in the dirt and sand, maybe 10 feet away from the vehicle, and the Scrap Fang is out of the race, and you guys hear Gristle over the loudspeaker, "Ladies and gentlemen, things are getting heated in here. First casualties of the race. It's gonna take me a bit to clean up those crispy bits, but boy, oh boy, is it exciting!" And you hear the crowd erupt with a cheer. And yeah.
Who invited goblins?
Yeah, I would turn back to the guy, and I was like, I never wanted to be best friends in case you guys didn't.
Dude, I think those are Jim's goggles. Now I kind of feel bad.
Those are the bank sticks. I don't feel bad.
As
Well, good job, Echo.
Crick puts his goggles, his magical goggles, on top of his head. Do you think they're special like these? He kind of looks over the goggles.
Quick, put your hands back on the wheel.
For the love of God, Crick.
And I say, guys, remember this spot. If those goblins are still there after the race, they smell pretty crispy and delicious.
You
That's
gotta
dinner.
stop eating people. Holy shit.
They're not people, they were goblins.
Just
Different.
That would be my.
Those
and
are
then I would,
Yeah, do you have a
I
bonus
would
action?
also just like after that. No, thank you. But after that, I'd be like, all right, guys, remember we have to be careful with any actions we do now that we're invisible.
right.
Excellent.
And that's my turn.
Beautiful. I can go and take inspiration for the mega kill.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'll also just check with Manto and I'll be like, Fireball's pretty cool, huh? That was your first one? How'd it feel? Come on, be real with me. Oh, cool, right?
I'm satisfied. I don't think I need to do that again.
Satisfied.
I don't think it'll ever live up to that hype.
Langston does like
One
the
and
most ferocious 180 and is like, set. Oh, okay, fine. Never gonna fireball again. That's all I needed to hear. Okay.
Those goblins.
He's gonna chase the dragon.
Damn right. Tonight, when I fight the dragon. All right, so we got up next the Reaver group, the speedsters up here. Let's see. First up, what we're gonna do is the captain, Captain Voidfist. You guys never actually asked him his name or anything, or learned his name.
He didn't ask ours.
He knew it as Jorlin. So he, as he's sitting in the driver's seat, of course he can't see you guys. He looks all around like in dismay about what's happening here, the explosion happening behind him. Definitely not anticipating all of this. And you see he grabs onto a gear on the front of the machine. He pushes a couple buttons and he cranks it back, and immediately massive kind of blue flame shoots out the back of it, and these guys really take off now. Let's go ahead and see exactly how far they go, or how far extra they go. Oops, wrong button.
Jesus.
Alright, so about
Jesus.
60 more feet. So, as they take off on this intense speed, Blightfang, the Dragonborn, or the Lizard Folk on the back of it, he has a, kind of like a crossbow. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like very kind of like tribal-like in essence. But he goes and takes a shot out at the Dead Man Cade as he's restrained there. 23 will hit. 4 points of damage is kind of weak, but it'll do it again. An 8 is going to miss. Wow, that's with advantage. And let's mark that damage first. And then the Warforged on the back of it. Glitch. Whoops, sorry. I hit next. I didn't mean to. Again, he lifts up his arm, and you guys see that flap open up. I guess maybe you guys don't see this, but it happens in the back there. And a couple more missiles come shooting out of there in the direction of the dwarves. He does 3d4s plus 3, so 14 damage on them. As they go now 180 feet, I believe, total. Double check that. Yes, so, alright, they go flying on by you guys. Of course, they don't see you guys in this area. And they make it right about here, in between these two cliffs up ahead from you guys. And that'll leave it to them. The Bone Burner, they're restrained this whole turn, right? The skeleton?
They are restrained. They cannot take any movement until, their next turn.
Alright. As he's kind of, oh, come on! Actually, he doesn't say anything. He doesn't hear nothing coming from him, but he's smacking the reins and the whips on the horses, and nothing is happening. No movement coming from there. Kind of just shakes his head a bit. And then you hear the chugging of the Iron Howl coming from behind. First, they have to make a dex save as they drive through this area. Ooh, nat 1. So they will take the damage from the fire, which is 2d6. As they kind of chug on through the fire, you guys notice, or maybe you don't because you're so far away, but it's relatively unscathed. This massive, almost like, adamantine, strong kind of metal tank fire isn't going to hurt it too much. But he comes chugging along, and as they go straight towards Dead Man Cade up here, and you watch, boom, a massive, like, kind of spiked ram drops onto the front of the tank, and with advantage, and not that he's gonna need it, the spiked ram comes charging at them with a 28 to hit, doing 16 points of damage, and Does it say anything about strength saves on for strain? Nope. All right, so they need to make a strength save, and let's see what happens here. A 10 is not going to be good enough, as they get. I guess they are restrained, but no. So they get pushed though, 20 feet. Boom, 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 as the tank just kind of charges through them, and hits them for a decent amount of damage. And the tank just keeps on pushing and pushing. Both the horses take 20 points of damage, and as they're driving by, the dwarves on top, one kind of pops open the top, looks down, and throws a blade down at Cade that will hit, doing 10 points of damage, and another one will do the same. Ooh, natural 20, doing 18 so 28 damage on Cade altogether.
Starting to feel kind of bad. I feel like I wronged this guy with the horses.
And that brings us to
Just
the
a
bucket.
little deal.
Okay, so quick question.
Yes.
If we attack, let's say I take a shot at someone, do I just become visible? Or is it the whole ship?
It would be you.
And follow-up question, do I remain visible for the rest of the time, or once we move, do I become invisible again?
No, you would stay visible that whole time. And, once you become visible again, you're visible.
Got it. And this is just attacks, not spells, or is it anything we do?
It's like any kind of action towards someone, essentially. Someone. What's invisible conditions say exactly? Someone.
So if I cast it like spike growth, for example, which is not somewhere, it's just at the ground.
That would count.
That would count. Alright,
Yeah.
So then I basically look over at the guys. I said, "This is a perfect time to take a shot, either frontwards or backwards." And I start turning into my blaster cannon.
No,
Do we take it?
Just wait until we get past the raiders.
All right, then, Crick, floor it.
I think that's the best, buddy. I think pedal to the metal. Hit that light blue like you've never hit that light blue before. Sorry, that lighter blue than the rest.
All right. Well, we would go 180. So we would
You're
go
going triple?
right to about
240, I thought, right?
Oh, because it's a
Yeah,
dash. Oh.
No,
bonus action dash, action dash.
Yeah, it's 60 times 3. I think in the practice we did 80 by an accident. It should be 60.
Oh, 60.
Ah,
See,
120.
yeah. So it's
No, you're
it's
right.
120 for my action dash,
Mhm.
and then bonus action dash. So I can double dash. That's the point. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah. So I go 180.
And
Yeah.
while
So I
this
guess we're
is
just gonna go up there.
I'll bonus action magic weapon, and I'll do it to the rusted blaster cannon on the bucket.
Okay.
So it adds a +1 to its attack and damage.
Oh yeah.
I believe it is.
We may
And,
want to wait just a little bit more before we become uninvisible. As we look up at the top of the mountains, like, do we see the people looking down upon us?
Make a perception check. And actually, yeah, Rampu, I'll send you guys the description here, but it actually does. It says immediately after an affected creature makes an attack roll, deals damage, or casts a spell, the invisible condition ends for that creature. So casting that spell would do that too.
Oh, then can I hold off?
Yeah, you could ready it if you want to, hold on to it,
Yeah.
and
I'll-
have a trigger
ready
that
it.
if X happens, then I cast it.
Once we get past these mountains and we don't see the people or whatever, once we're clear for that, I'll cast it.
Quick, I know I'm not the driver, but may I suggest maybe staying a little more on the path for Langston's spell to be more of a hindrance to the other racers?
We can.
Yeah, watch out for that tree.
I just didn't want them to know we were here. But yeah, we can do
We're invisible.
like this. Yeah, that's fair. But
Oh, hold
You
on.
may
Would
notice-
would that turn us invisible?
I mean, the spell was active before he became invisible, so
Yeah, I think if it
I-
affects someone, possibly.
ah. Well, I mean, I can dismiss it if you'd like. I mean, I can do it again if we need to. Like, would you like to say, like, once we became invisible, I just dismissed it? Is that something we could backtrack on? I mean, we haven't really passed anybody or been near them enough.
No,
been
but
off to the side.
maybe wait.
Okay. Well, then, if that is the case, can I bonus that? Would you guys want me to patch it up just to get us in? Because that's not an attack, that's not anything, that's just tending to the vehicle. That wouldn't take us out of invisibility, right?
Yeah,
No,
you
I
should
think
be
it
there.
would, because my magic weapon.
No,
Oh,
that's
really?
casting a spell. This is just patching. This is using just a one-time use on the vehicle. You guys can patch it up for 10
Got it.
points.
I feel like just getting us in a good spot would be fine. Is that cool with everybody? If we use our one-time thing, then I can just,
Yeah,
utilize
Yeah.
mending as we need to.
no better time than now.
Alright, I will do the bonus action, patch it up.
And just so you guys know,
So
it's
we
for
get-
7 minutes that you're invisible. Not sure if Crick rolled that
7
2d4,
minutes.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe our garlic will kick in by the time we come out of it.
Right?
Alright.
It's gonna be so great when it does.
But yeah, Crick, as you look around as you guys are driving, cruising on by, things are kind of just blurs as you go on by you because you're going, intense 20 miles an hour. You don't really, you don't notice any raiders or anyone nearby you in this moment. Yeah, with a 9 you
Okay.
rolled, right? Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, you don't see shit.
All right. Anything else for the Team Bucket?
All right, well,
That's it.
I'm good. Everyone else is.
Okay.
yeah, I think we hold on for one more. Did we put the heal in for?
Oh yeah, 10. I'll mark that. 66 then. Cool.
That is our one use. Heck yeah.
All right. As Langston reaches on over and starts patching up the bucket, taking a rubber mallet to it, and just kind of boom, 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 banging it like it sounds like the wobbling sheet metal essentially. Coming up behind you guys is the Reaver, who doesn't see anyone in the vicinity, and the captain, still just intent, watching the path up ahead. Let's see what happens. They will go at great speeds once again. Actually, they will roll a 5d6 or a d6. Nope, it will not recharge. All right, so as they begin to dash on up, really nobody in their vicinity to worry about. So they go 200 feet, seemingly with no issue, up until the point where they get where they begin to go their 200 feet. But as they get about this area here, as you guys would notice, a couple of like lasers, something like red. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a laser before in this game or whatever, but you guys just, for lack of better terms, just see lasers being blasted into the ground, almost like, like a stormtrooper kind of, a blaster gun kind of thing. And they seem to be coming from each side of the mountains right there. As with advantage, I'm going to roll 8 attacks real quick. Oops, sorry, that was wrong thing. 14... Natural 20, 17,
Nice.
22,
Nice.
22.
Nice.
1, 2, 3,
Oh
4,
my
5, 6,
God.
7. One more. 2 nat 20s. All right.
Holy shit.
Alright, Vegas.
Smashing it. Just keep
It's
mashing it.
invisible.
These Raiders are better than the Vegas football team.
So they 22. That's for the crit right there. Actually, did that roll crit? Yeah, it did. Okay, so 22 for the crit there, and then how many more hits I do? 1, 2, 3. 3 more hits. Okay. 1. So 22, 33 plus 9 is 42 plus 5 is 47. As you guys just watch a raining down on the vehicle, these blaster shots just come out, and you can't see where they're coming from. All you guys can see the mountains, but these raiders are hidden, obscured completely as they are just taking out or trying to take out the racer coming up behind you guys. And as they get to this point, let's see. I'm gonna make a perception check to see if they actually do see them. Wisdom. 15 and 9. Yeah, 15 is actually exactly what they needed. They spot this group up here on the left and immediately starts to take shots back at them. Another magic missile goes off, doing 8 points of damage to one of them, and then Blightfang, the Lizardborn, takes a shot, and a 16 will hit. 9 points of damage, and that's going to be their turn. I will mark that in a second. The Bone Burner, the hooves start to pick up again, start kicking up dust as it's charring the sand and the dirt in their wake. Dead Man Cade, the cowboy, the skeletal cowboy, takes out his gun and takes a shot at one of the dwarves that are hanging out the top of the vehicle here. Ooh, natural 1. It's going to miss, unfortunately, and the horses just start to gallop and leave a trail of flames behind them as they go another 180 feet. As they get up to this area, though, you guys can see them right here, right?
Yep.
You guys maybe wouldn't be able to see from where you're standing. Oops, why didn't that let me click that?
I can see the ones up here, but not the ones behind us.
There we go. Now I have something right here that's not letting me click it. There we go. There you go. A spike strip gets pulled up from the sand as the horse and Dead Man Cade are about to make their way on through it. Oh, let me move them above it. And they need to make a dex save.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
8. As they stomp through these the spike right here. Not, I said spike pit, but a spike trap. Taking...
And if you're wearing horseshoes...
6 points of damage from the spikes right there, and it slows them down as they get to this point. They can barely just cross it onto the other side now. And that is it for their turn. And pulling up the rear, we're going to have to make a dex save to evade this fire. That's going to save with a 15 as they come chugging up behind, trying to make it as quickly as they can. They get to right here with 120 feet of movement. And as they get right there, you see the dwarf that he just shot at. He's grabbing like chunks of shrapnel and all sorts of metal bits and whatnot, and he's shoving it into a cannon on the top of it. And you watch as another one of the dwarves begins to aim that cannon as the third one then takes and says, "Sorry, dead man," poof, and lets off a shrapnel shot at him. He's going to make a dex save real quick.
That's so dope.
Let's see if it hits. Ooh, a 20 is going to save, but it's still going to take half damage. He will take 8 damage, fire damage. As pieces of shrapnel just impale, or not impale, but strike him all over. He's able to evade most of it, but barely after he just got over the spike strip here. And with a dash and those 3 actions, that's going to be it for that group right there, bringing us up to the top of the round. But as we get to the top of the round here, you guys are about to begin turning this corner here. And actually, can you guys see around the corner right there? If you guys look up and to the left.
I can see what's there.
Like
I see something.
here.
Yeah,
Giant purple worm.
you guys see a carcass of a massive purple worm, half buried in the sand there. But you see it begin to sway left and right a little bit. And of course, the worst thoughts come to your mind instinctively, but you look beyond it and you see a massive dust devil, a cyclone made of sand and dust, beginning to swirl in its direction and heading right towards you guys, as it's picking up all the rocks and scraps and everything in its wake and tossing it all about, pelting rocks in every direction. As this terrain begins to shift and the storm begins to take form, this is where we'll pick it up the next time we get together.
I knew it, you son of a bitch.
You can tell by his voice. You know it's
I was
coming.
just waiting.
Would psychic teleportation cause me to be uninvisible?
The dust of disappearance text here. This is exactly what it says. I'll send it to you guys in the Discord. My hooves! It's my hooves! That's so good. It says that for the duration, all objects, is the same for all subjects and blah, 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 blah. Immediately after an infected creature makes an attack roll, deals damage, or casts a spell. So, I don't think that would be cast, any of those things, Luke, right?
Yeah, because it's not considered a spell.
Yeah, it's like your feature. It's a feature, or ability, rather.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
cool.
Noted.
Good to know. Well, anything before we close it out for the night? Yeah.
This was so
Fucking
fun.
awesome.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah.
I love it. Where is the Skull Cavern, though? I don't see it on here. It's just like around the bend, and we'll find it eventually.
You guys haven't seen the whole map yet.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Great.
Excellent.
Yeah, this is awesome. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, we will pick it back up here on Sunday then, unless we have any problems with that.
Good Sunday.
Awesome. We'll go ahead and take a nice rest for the week, gents, and we'll catch you guys on Sunday, and look out for those goblins under the stairs. We'll catch you guys next time.
Love it.
Peace.
Laters.
Adios.